Hi. You wave? You just staring at yourself? He wants an egg. He thinks it's a ball. Ball. Not a ball. It's an egg. And it is breakable. Welcome to this monthly update. Van is 14 months old. Yeah. You're getting so big. Yeah. His hair is getting so long. Hi, everybody. Let me know where everybody's from. California. Jacqueline said hi. Can you say hi? Yeah, you waved. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to plug my microphone in. Should probably put a microphone on, huh? North Carolina. We got California. You can't have an egg. That's what he wants. He wants an egg. Yeah, we gotta put our microphone on. I forgot the microphone. Well, you're gonna want to eat it. Oh, I need my microphone. Oy.
Pretty bright.
Oh, I know it's bright. Honey, you want to give me a hand? You do what you want. I don't know where the other piece of my microphone is.
I can do this and watch the TV at the same time. What's the temperature?
I don't know. One of those dials. And I'm trying to fix the lighting.
More yellow?
More yellow or more white? There's the two options. Whoop.
Oh, let me go look.
Hi from Indiana. Nice smile, boy. You smile? You say hi? You can't have an egg. He sees the eggs.
I just saw the smile.
Yeah. Honey, I dropped the microphone piece down there. Can you grab it?
Oh. Wow.
My kitchen's a little small for this still. Yeah. We need to plug it in. I don't know if I can reach it. Here. Is it in that end or that end? The other end? No. You gotta use the cord end. Stick it in. Your hand's in front of the camera.
Did I get it?
Let's see. Okay, can you guys hear me well? I'm gonna put this on. You can't have an egg, bud. Daddy needs to get you an Easter egg or something to play with. Okay, can you guys hear me okay? He's gonna want this, of course. You can't have it. What? You can't have it. I'm sorry. Okay, can you take him, honey? He's getting heavy. Oh, I gotta let him down. Oh, my arm's gonna die. Denise says hi, Alycia, Adam, and Van.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Come here, bud.
Daddy's gonna put you up there. He wants me to pick him up. Where are your Easter eggs?
What do you want? You want an egg? Mommy should have never showed you those eggs.
I didn't show him. He just saw them.
Gets his eye.
I can't pick you up, buddy. You're too heavy right now. Up. How can you say no to this face? Oh, still. He's just going to try and play with them. Okay, so we're making some fried chicken. Fried chicken sandwiches. Yummy. You're going to have something else because you didn't finish your lunch. I know. He's so cute. You can't have an egg. You can't have it. It breaks. You get dirty.
He's just gonna whine for that egg on camera the whole time.
Yep. Where'd you go play with Dada? You go play?
Come on. We're gonna have dinner. You want to eat? Van?
Van, you want to eat?
Uh-huh.
Van, can you show the people how you say eat?
Come on, boy.
Nope.
Yeah.
You've got it
Pay
again.
attention to your viewers. Come on, boy. Give that back to mommy.
Thank you. Okay, you go eat.
Dinner.
Sorry if that was annoying to anybody. That face, the guilt trip. He is. I feel so bad. Like, I want to pick him up every time he asks, but I can't always pick him up. So, we're making fried chicken thighs. They're boneless, skinless. I wish I could get skin on boneless, but I get butcher box and I can't. That's not like an option. So they are skinless, but I already like prepped them up. All I did was I took them out of the package and I just made sure they were like the right thickness. Like they weren't super thick in one area. So I just pounded them out a tiny bit so that they were all even. So I did this once before and it turned out amazing. Like it was such a good fried chicken sandwich. I want to do it again. And of course I didn't write down the recipe or anything. So I never really write down recipes for cooking, which is why I don't put out cooking recipes very often. And this really isn't going to be a recipe either. It's just kind of what I throw together, season up some flour, and fry it up. So that's what we're doing tonight. I prefer to fry in refined coconut oil. It's not as healthy as an unrefined coconut oil, but it has a high smoke point and no coconut flavor. So that's what I like to use. The nice thing about this, so I've been testing fried donuts for like the last couple of weeks. And so I had this in my pot and it solidified and I was able to scrape off the top layer and like all the sediment was just down on the bottom. And I was able to clean that pot and, you know, get all the sediment and keep all the good coconut oil still. So I fried with this like several times because I do a bunch of different testing in a day. So I kept turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off. So I fried with this probably 6 times at least. And it's still like super white, the stuff that I pulled out of the pan after it was solid. And I just left like the brown bits and stuff on the bottom. So I'm going to reuse this today to fry our chicken thighs. We're not doing like a deep fry. We're doing a shallow fry. So I'm going to put this all in this pan here. Sorry you guys are kind of far away from the stove, but I can't put you on my table because it's not big enough to bread. The only thing I hate about breading things is how many containers you need and how long it is and messy it is. And you need so much room, but I love fried chicken and I miss fried chicken. So I'm going to get this coconut oil. And the nice thing about it, I used like a metal spoon to scrape it off the pot. And so it's in here, but it's not like hard to get out because it's not like a solid block anymore. Because if I would have put it in here while it was like just cooled and not solid yet, it would have been harder to get it all out of here again.
Hey, Bib.
Okay. Okay. Bib and tray coming up. It's Van's food time. The plate is in there. I got it ready ahead of time, so his dinner is ready. I am going to fry up some pieces. Like I kind of trimmed the extra little chunks off the thighs and I put them in a separate container. I'm going to bread these first for Van and fry them up. And then I'm going to add salt to my breading because I don't want to add extra salt to his food. Like, I want food. I'm in my high chair. The best place I found for deals for coconut, we don't have Costco's like that are close by or anything. We have BJ's, and you can get a big thing of refined coconut oil. I think it's organic too for not a lot of money. Cheaper than avocado oil still. I'm going to turn this on low just so it's ready for us when we need it, because otherwise we're going to be sitting here forever waiting for that to heat up. You're welcome. I'm glad to help. That's why I want you to join me in cooking. Even if I don't give you a recipe, I'm going to give you a bunch of tips and tricks on like how to do this. And The breading I do is 0 carb breading if it works. So a little sneak peek into this week's recipe. I tried swapping out coconut flour for bamboo fiber because I was told that it works, and it did. So I usually put unflavored whey protein isolate as my like flour, and I usually add just a little bit of coconut flour because I thought I needed a little bit of binder in there. But if the bamboo fiber works in place of coconut, then I can use that instead, and I'll be able to have a 0 carb flour. Hi, Angela. I'm happy you made it too. So I'm just heating up my coconut oil it's on like 4. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Once it's all melted, I'm going to turn it down even lower so that I don't have to worry about it like overheating. But the nice thing about coconut oil too is it has a high smoke point, so you don't have to worry about it as much as other things. So I already have just unflavored whey protein isolate in here. I never measure, and if I end up having a lot left over, a lot of times I'll put it in a Ziploc bag, label it, and put it in my freezer. Because if there's like contaminant like chicken or something, you don't want it like sitting around. But if you freeze it, you should be okay to use it in like the next week or so. So I got that ready. I have 3 eggs. I'm going to break into another container. Again, this is why I hate frying, because I have like 8 million dishes afterwards. But luckily, hubby does them for me. So we're going to crack some eggs in here. I'm going to add a little bit of water and just beat them up real good. If you don't beat them up real good, it makes it harder to like bread because the egg doesn't stick as good. Try not to get shells in there. I would normally use like the really good eggs, but I usually keep those for Van to eat as scrambled eggs. For when I'm doing stuff like breading, I use like the cheap eggs. Hi, from Mount Pleasant, Utah, all the way from Utah. We watch, one of our YouTubers that we watch all the time is from Utah. Trent and Allie and their little kid Leo. I've never been to Utah. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. Not a ton, but just enough to like kind of get it broken up a little bit. And then I just whip the crap out of it to try and get it like as smooth consistency as possible. Whip, whip, whip. And usually if you use like a smaller container than a big container, you'll need less of like whatever you're using, because if you use a smaller container, the egg will be deeper, but you want to still have it big enough that you can get at least a piece of chicken in there. So normally I would season all parts of the dredge and everything, but I'm just going to heavily season the last part because we're going to do flour, egg, breading, egg, breading. So we're going to do a double dredge on this. So if we just get the last like flour component really seasoned well, we don't need it seasoned like throughout the breading process. We want to have everything ready before you start touching chicken. So next, I'm going to do my flour mixture. So just unflavored whey protein isolate. I am going to do quite a bit because I have 2 pounds of chicken thighs. Whenever I make anything, especially difficult things like frying something, I always make sure I make a big batch so we can have a couple meals out of it, because otherwise it's just kind of a waste to heat up all the oil and all that stuff. So I didn't measure this. I did like 4 or 5 scoops of the unflavored whey protein. And then I still just have 1/3 of a cup measuring cup in my bamboo. When I do the coconut, normally I don't add a ton because I don't want the coconut flavor to like come through. So I'm going to do, that wasn't even a 1/2 of a cup. So probably like 1/4 cup of bamboo fiber. Why is he being so whiny? He's never whiny when I'm eating. Are you not hungry, boy? I think he just wants to be out here hanging out with everybody. Did he just toss it? Oh, glad I caught you live. By the way, the chocolate peanut butter pie was a big hit. Oh, awesome. Hi, Pam. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. Happy birthday to all. I'm glad you're here, Cynthia. I'm excited too. Oh, my fork just fell in the egg wash. So is he going to be whining the whole time because he's not eating?
Oh.
Sorry if you hear Van whining in the background. So I'm going to put you guys down now. I'm going to season up my flour. So I put you guys on a little swivel thing. So hopefully you'll be able to see everything. I know it's not even. I hate things being uneven and like crooked, but I don't think I'm going to be able to help it. But you can see my breading station, which is good.
That's what it looks like.
So I'm going to put my coconut oil. What did he do? He threw his plate. I told you can't leave his plate anymore. He's into his plate throwing phase. The other day I left him alone with a plate of rice and it ended up everywhere. So this is just plain unflavored whey protein. And then this is the one that has a little bit of bamboo fiber in it. So we're going to season this up really good. I season it for my son. I just don't put the salt in. So this is a lot of flour. So you need quite a bit of seasoning in there. So onion, garlic, pepper, and paprika is what I got. You can do whatever seasonings you want. The one time I looked up KFC's like 11 herbs and spices and I did that. But that was with the coconut flour. This is my first try with the bamboo. I hope it's going to work because I used it to make something this week and it did. So coconut in place of bamboo. Okay. So I usually just mix it up and see if it looks seasoned enough, which it is looking like it is. It's years of being in a restaurant and like seasoning Cajun flour and stuff like that, you know, to make our onion straws. I know what it should look like to be like seasoned enough. So this is going to be a 0 carb. He's going to be a little star. He just wants to be talkative now. All of a sudden. So that's all set except for the salt. So I just have these little chunks that I trimmed off of these big boneless, skinless thighs. And I'm going to bread them for my son. And I have a rack here to set them on. We're also going to set them on there after we fry them. And we're going to throw them in the oven for a little bit. Because usually they need a little bit more cooking afterwards. And while that's going, we'll probably get a slaw made for the top. So this is just plain unflavored whey. So I just do a little shake. The best way to bread anything is to leave one hand wet, one hand dry. It's not easy to do and I tend to forget, but I'm going to try to do that. Because otherwise you end up with a ton of just buildup on one hand. The nice thing about the Isopure is it's not as like coating as like a flour would be. So it's not as like coating, but it coats when something's a little bit wet really well. I also keep the fork in here because you can always just use that as like kind of, you know, mixing it up in here. These are just my son's pieces, so it's not like it really matters too much how much is on here. He's probably not going to eat it. He doesn't like a lot of like bread stuff. Like he doesn't really eat chicken nuggets or anything. Like I don't give him traditional chicken nuggets. I give him like the organic gluten-free nuggets just because it's better ingredients than the other ones. Not because they're gluten-free, just because they don't have canola oil and all that other stuff on them. I have nothing against my son eating gluten. It's just the fact that a lot of gluten products have really crappy ingredients. So these are just going in here, and then I'm going to season this flour with a bunch of salt, because you definitely need salt to season these guys up. I'm not even going to probably bother double dredging his, but the reason I did the double dredge is because when it sits here for a while, it starts getting like wet, and like you can see that like the flour is like getting absorbed. The flour, it's not, you know, really flour, but it gets absorbed onto the chicken and can use another coating. But for his, I'm probably not going to worry about it because he doesn't need extra breading. He doesn't really like the breading part. He usually spits it out. So there you go. All the little pieces for him. I'm going to turn this down now because it's all melted. I'm going to take the temperature of it real quick. Yeah. I turned it down completely to low because it's up to 325. Okay. Now, I'm going to season with salt. Oh, we got one more piece in there. You'll be able to see the chicken as it sits here. It starts to get wet again, which is why I decided to double bread last time, and it worked out great. What is his problem? He's usually so good. Of course, you can never predict what a toddler's going to do. So excited about your live stream. Can't wait to try your chicken recipe. I hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, I don't really have a recipe, but more of like just instruction on like how to do it, you know? But you do want your oil probably about 350. You don't want it too high. I'm going to use that way I don't have to get my hand dirty. I'm just going to use the fork to do the egg part. And then do a good coat in the flour. Then we're not going to immediately go and do a second one. We're going to put it on the tray and let it sit for a little while. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know if he sees me on the TV and like wants to be in here or what. No. Adam says no. That's not the reason. He didn't cry at all while he was with me all day. We went outside. It's like 60 degrees outside today. It's nice. Maybe that's why. Maybe he wants to go outside again. He doesn't want to be in here. So if you guys got any questions about anything for this recipe, let me know. I'll try to periodically check the chat. So you can always ask me questions. Just going to be breading all these guys. See, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's starting to get like wet in spots here where like the protein powder is like soaking up all the egg. And it starts getting wet again. That's when we do another dredge. We're going to we might need more egg. This was 3 eggs. I always try to do the minimum possible because I don't like wasting. He's never cried like that after dinner, like in the last like couple of months. He just wants an egg. Well, I told him, give him one of the colored eggs. I bought him for Easter. You think he's still thinking about the egg? You can come in here and see it's gone. It's not here anymore. Sorry, guys, about all the crying. Well, I watched my live a little bit back the other time, and he wasn't even crying. He was just being, like, noisy. It was pretty loud. So I'm sorry, guys. He doesn't usually cry, like, at all. Unless he hurts himself, which he hasn't hurt himself or anything. So I think there's 6 thighs in here. Yeah, 6 or 7. So I'm going to need more space. Maybe he just wants to hang out on camera. Where do you get your Isopure? I get it online on Amazon. They do have it at Walmart, but it actually isn't cheaper. I've looked. So what I do, because I use so much of it, I tell everybody, if there's any products you like on Amazon, do the subscribe and save. Even if you don't need it every month, just make sure you change it if you don't need it. You can set it up for monthly deliveries, but then every month you go in, and if you don't need it, you just skip it for that month. And you still get those savings. So I always just have that kind of stuff on my subscribe and save. And if I need it, I make sure it's on that month. That way I save a couple bucks because it's not cheap. But I know someone who has baked with the naked protein, which I'm not sure how different in price that is. It's a unflavored whey protein isolate also. But I have a feeling that might be even more expensive because it's like no other ingredients except for the whey. But I did buy the bulk supplements to test. I just haven't tested it yet because bulk supplements is something I've used other ingredients for. They have, and they've worked. So it's just I hate using something I don't know because then I can't use the product if it didn't turn out. So this was like 2 or 3 scoops of Isopure in here, which was enough. So I'll probably add this to this and season it a little bit more so that I'll be able to do a second dredge. Van sounds tired. He's not. He has a perfect schedule. He slept almost 2 hours for his nap today. So he's not teething or anything as far as I know. I think he's just upset he couldn't have his egg and he didn't want to eat dinner right then. And I'm usually the one in there with him. Like I don't usually sit out here the whole time while he's eating. And we have been trying to eat together lately, like eat dinner together. So that could be why too. I just didn't want him to eat dinner too late today. He sometimes does eat off my plate anyways, but okay, so I'm going to add the rest of this to that since we don't need it anymore. And I'll wash my hands up real quick, and then we're going to do one more dredge. I might put this in something a little bit smaller so that I can get, all that egg used. Hi from New Mexico. Hi. You smiling? You're not smiling at the camera, though. The camera's not up high. It's up at my workstation. Fried chicken.
Yum. Say yum. Yum.
I'm going to get something a little bit smaller for my egg. What can I use? Use this instead? That way, I'll be able to use all that, I think. I might have enough. I have to crack one more egg. Hi from Ireland. Say hi, Van. Say hi.
Hi.
He doesn't say hi, but he waves hi. I might need a little bit more coconut oil in my pan. Although once we put it all in, it will displace. So it might be okay. So I'm going to add a tiny bit more of each in here just because we added more flour. Containers don't want to stay open. Then we do one more dredge. So I don't know if you can see it or not. This chicken, see it's getting like wet on top. It's like soaking up all that protein powder. So that's why we need one more dredge.
One more dredge.
One more dredge. So we're done with this, done with this, done with this. So we can get a little bit more room here. There we go. A little bit more salt. Then one more. Some of it's like really wet. It's another little dip. You don't need a ton on here because you already got some. This is where I'm going to try and do wet hand, dry hand. Get it real nice and coated. If this doesn't work, it's because it's the bamboo fiber. Usually I use coconut. Probably going to start frying some stuff up here. I got to turn it up a little bit. I might actually just do another thing of flour instead of the egg and flour. What do you want to open?
What you trying to open, boy? So many things to open over
there. I'm just going to do more of the flour because it's like really wet already.
I was thinking that.
And just pack it really in. Pack it really in with the flour so that it's nice and coated. So I feel like last time with the coconut flour, it actually was less wet on my second time, which is why I did the egg and the flour again. So hopefully this will work good. If not, then I would say just put in like a 1/4 cup of coconut flour instead of the bamboo. I know that works. It does have a little bit of coconut flavor. So, and it does have a little bit of carbs that way too, because coconut flour for a 1/4 cup is 4 carbs. Or no, it's 4 carbs for 2 tablespoons. I always forget that. So it's kind of high. If you do a 1/4 cup, that's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll be a carb each pretty much if you do the coconut flour. Be a little bit less, but with the onion and garlic powder, I would call it 1 if you did the coconut flour because there is carbs in garlic and onion. Not a lot, but some. So get it really nice and coated. And then since we got a double coat on all those, I'm going to put, I'm not going to put Vans back in because I salted this. But I think that's it. Now we can fry it up and make a little slaw to go with it. So I didn't really have that much left. I guess we can coat these up. Whatever. Just a little bit of salt. They got really wet sitting there. Gotta check the temp on our oil. I said you want about 350. We'll fry up some pieces for Van. See if he wants to eat that instead of his tuna quesadilla and avocado I had. Let's see what the temperature is. 300. I'm going to crank it up a little bit more, wash my hands, and then we'll get to frying. Yes, this will work with pounded chicken breasts instead of thighs. We just prefer thighs. Okay, pull you back up here. I'm actually sure this will probably work with bone-in chicken. So maybe one of these days I'll make a Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe. I'm covered in flour. But that I'd want to do measurements for and actually like have a video and all that for. So maybe one of these days, if this turns out real good, maybe I'll do a fried chicken, like a bone-in fried chicken recipe. It'd be really good. See what our oil's up to. 322, so we're almost there. I'm going to preheat my oven to 425. We're just going to blast this real quick in the oven, keep it crispy, and make sure it's cooked all the way through. Normally, you want to cook chicken thighs a little bit higher of a temp, just because they're full of flavor and fat. You can get away with cooking them a little bit higher. Chicken breast, if you were to do this, I wouldn't. If you're pounding them out thin, I wouldn't even worry about frying them, like oven cooking them after, because they'd probably be completely done. Thighs are like a little bit more angular, and I didn't like flatten them real, like all the way. Okay, so 425 there. And we're at 340. So we're about ready to fry these guys up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I have to stand to this side, which is weird for me. Maybe. You see me? I feel like you guys are so far away. This is as close as you guys can come, I think. Yep. Why is Papa on the phone? What? Oh. Okay, we're going to fry up the little guys first. Make sure this works. Oop. This is looking good. Okay, so after all said and done, that was 2 pounds of chicken thighs. I had like no flour left. So it was about 5 scoops of Isopure unflavored, and then about a 1/4 cup of bamboo fiber, and then just seasonings. There was actually plenty of oil, and there was only about that much coconut oil in the bottom of this big pan. And this is, I believe this is like a quart jar, 28 ounces. And it wasn't full all the way. That was like a new container that I just scooped the old oil out of a pan into. So it wasn't completely full. I don't think his nuggets are going to need a bunch of extra cooking. Biggest thing with frying is not overcrowding the pan, because you're going to end up dropping the temperature too much. I'm actually going to turn this up because it went down to about 300, and we want it around 350. The lower it goes, if it goes like too low, it'll soak up a lot of oil. I have a thermometer here. This isn't like a really well-known brand or anything. It's just one I found on Amazon. It's not like anything special. So these little nuggets are almost done already. I'm going to show you what they look like. They look like just crispy, delicious fried chicken. Once you're like kind of back up to temperature, you can add in another piece. You don't want to add too many when it's not like trying to recover and like get hot. So this is the fried chicken. It's like super crispy. Pretty sure these are done. I'm going to check them one more time, but they're like fried chicken nuggets. Yep, 165 and climbing. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but they're like little chicken nuggets. Hopefully Van will eat them. Okay, we're at 300 still. It was going down still, so that's why I didn't add any more to it. We're going to take out all the little nuggets. They are all nice and brown. Be careful when you're flipping chicken in a big pan of oil. You always want to flip it away from you so that it doesn't splash you with oil. I just joined. What are we making? We're making fried chicken thighs with a 0 carb breading. So in the breading, it is just unflavored whey protein isolate and a little bit of bamboo fiber and seasonings. And it turns out we double breaded, like we put it in breading twice, and turned out super crispy. These are little nuggets for my son. So once they're nice and brown on both sides, you can put them onto a sheet tray with a rack. That way it doesn't get like soggy from sitting on a pan. And we're back up to 335 and I have it cranked. So I'm going to put like 2 more thighs in. You got to be pretty ginger with this. Some of it even stuck to the pan, which that's why I wanted the oil ready to go, because I wanted to put it in as soon as I finished that second dredge. What probably would be even better, but also messy, is if you do the second dredge right before you go into the oil, because that flour just soaks right into the egg. So this is why we're going to have to bake these guys, because they are like quite a bit thicker, but they're super like crispy. So they're just going to go in a 425-degree oven once it's all done and just cook for a couple of minutes. And we're at 317. So I got 3 in there, 3 new ones. I'm not going to add any more. You don't want the temperature too low. So since we have a little bit of flour left in here, I'm going to dunk the last 2. The part that's on the rack is like sticking to the rack a little bit, so there's less breading. So since we have a little bit of the flour left, I'm going to put it in here before I put it into the oil. I love when that happens when I don't have to make more breading. It has come with years of practice, though, for sure. Van is being out. I'm actually going to taste test one of his nuggets. You know, there's not a lot of salt on them, so they're not going to be as good, but you can taste test if you want. Oh, it's hot. Like I said, they're not salted, so they do need salt, obviously, but. Huh? No, I did a bunch of different seasonings. Very good, but they need salt. What? Oh. So I'm doing another little dredge because, like I said, the bottom kind of came off. Let's put this in. This kind of happens when it sits for too long. So do another little dredge in the flour before it goes in. And that's the last of it. The oil was at like 340 and still cranked. So I figured it was okay to do the last two thighs. And we're still at 310. So not too bad. If anybody has any questions, I'm just waiting on chicken thighs to cook so I can answer whatever. I'm going to put a couple of these little guys in here that I missed. Doop, doop, doop. And text Papa, come up here and hang out with him. You just get home? Maybe we have Grandpa downstairs. A lot of times he just wants Papa. Do you think it would be for fish and fish sandwiches? I bet it would be good. I'm so mad because I made a tempura batter and it turned out great. And I thought I wrote down the recipe, and the last time I tried it, it was not good because I like beer batter, and I did it with shrimp, and it was delicious. But I have to redo it again because it didn't work the same last time I did it, and I was really bummed. But this would probably be good for fish also. We don't eat a ton of fish in this house, and I always want to. Like, I feel like we should because it's healthy. Van eats more fish than any of us, but I've never been like a huge fan, or just, I guess I just never had it growing up, so that's why I don't really eat it that much. I don't think about fish. I used to eat fish fries at work all the time because I work in a restaurant, but we always did beer batter, and I don't know if anybody's heard of the hop water. I had it while I was pregnant. It's made with just hops, but it's basically a sparkling water, just flavored with hops. And I used that for like a beer batter, and it was super good. But now I don't know the recipe anymore. I take really bad notes sometimes. You're welcome. Last two thighs are almost done. Gonna throw them into the oven. Got a couple more nuggies. Scrap chickens. And then I'm going to make a little coleslaw to go on these sandwiches. And we're going to toast up our buns too. Keto fish fry, that would be awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll figure that out, especially in Buffalo. Beer battered fish fry on Fridays during Lent is like huge. Huge.
We gotta put a TV out there.
What are you doing, boy? Do you have a golf ball? Is that a golf ball?
The chat comes in on the TV.
Yeah? Oh, does it? It used to not. Back when we used to watch Elton Brown live, it never did. Yeah. You want to go up? Up? Van wants to say hi again. Oh, he's waving. You say hi?
Yeah, maybe we can mount the TV up there above the microwave.
Yeah, maybe a little one. Can you say hi? You were waving before. Wave. On.
It looks like an egg.
On. What's on? What? You want some snacks? He's pointing towards the pantry where there's snacks.
He wants the spaghetti squash.
Oh, he thinks it's a football. What's this? Oh, you want? Is that what you're trying to say? You want? You want to eat? You want to try a chicken nugget? No? He doesn't want it. Dada. What's that? What do you want? There's nothing over there. Huh. He just does it all the time, pointing. Huh. I want. People are saying hi to you. Pam said hi. Can you not?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I always pulled the foam thing off of the video camera.
I gotta put the chicken in the oven.
I'm waiting.
You just gotta. I'll bring it right back. I just gotta put the chicken in the oven.
We're staying right here.
So this is going in the oven. I'm just gonna temp it in like 10 minutes or so. It's not gonna overcook and get dried out because it's chicken thighs. With chicken breast, you do not want to overcook. 155, 160 at the highest, because it'll carry over cook for 5 more minutes, for 5 more degrees. Okay, just let me wash my hands first, okay? Does it sound okay? I'm not putting the little speaker foam thingy on because he's just going to rip it off anyways. What?
He knows I have 2 hands. And if it's not in one, it's in the other.
Come here. Come back. Okay. Okay. Okay, thanks. I sound fine. Yeah, because he's just going to keep pulling that thing off. So we'll just leave it off and he can hang out for a minute with hot oil.
Don't throw that ball in that oil.
Oh, that would not be good. So we got 4 buns here. After this is all over, I will link things below. 2 buns for my hubby, 2 for me. I got my keto white bread buns that I'm going to cut in half and I'm going to griddle them. That's why I left this pan here on the stove. We're going to cut them and kind of butter them and fry them up. That's why I like Indigo Neely's. I haven't tried it, but the butter bread is more keto. It has the butter flecks in it. But when I make my bread, I always toast it in butter. So I figure I add the butter in anyways. So that's my solution to not putting butter in the batter. What, you showing people your ball? Is that your ball?
Bah.
Ball.
It's a new ball.
New ball. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I can help. Hey, hey, hubby, you want to do me a favor?
Yes, darling.
Can you wipe down the table?
Yes.
Thank you. Trying to clean up a little bit so we don't have chicken remnants or anything. We can make some coleslaw. Do you want to try this now? I'm going to stand over here for a minute so Dad can wipe the table down. Want to try? No. Stand. No. I'm going to put you down. I'm going to put you down.
And salt?
Nope. Well, yeah, I'll need all the seasonings for the coleslaw. What, you want bread? You want to try a bite? Doesn't want it. Only kid I know that doesn't eat chicken nuggets.
Oh, he will.
Maybe eventually. Not now. Why? Yeah, I don't like chicken nuggets. You're weird. What? What? Can you say touchdown?
Yes.
Touchdown. Yeah, you want the spaghetti squash because it looks like a football.
Maybe one day you guys go live and make keto
Dino nuggets. I'd have to do that with canned chicken.
Is that like a cookie cutter?
Yeah.
Cutting out raw chicken with a cookie cutter?
No. You'd have to use cooked chicken.
Yeah.
Cooked canned chicken. You can't have it, boy. I have to put you down. You want to try the nuggies? They're actually pretty good, even without the salt. What?
Underneath?
Thank you.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Oh, you're getting too heavy. My grandkids didn't like chicken nuggets when they were that little. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you just could have all the comments running down.
Yeah, but can I actually read them from that far away on that little of a TV? We have a huge TV in there.
Oh,
Baba.
good.
Baba.
He's not saying baba like milk. We don't know what that means.
Baba. Baba.
Ah.
Are you a sheep? Bah.
Ba.
Bah. What does a cow say?
Ba.
Moo. What about an owl? Ooh, ooh, yeah. What? The kitty's not up there. Daddy, oh yeah, it is. He loves this cat magnet we have, and he keeps trying to eat it, so I'm not trying to give it to him. How about you get down? I gotta make coleslaw. Okay.
Baba.
Baba. Oh, whew. Give my arms a workout at least. I just gotta get running to get the rest of it off. Okay, so we're gonna cut. His rolls are already sliced in half. Mine are not, so I'm gonna slice my rolls and butter my pan. So these are my buns. Oh. So once I get this live up, I'll link the video. But I always butter them up and fry them up. Just give him the spaghetti squash, honey. He's just gonna keep. He's just gonna keep whining, and he doesn't do any damage to it. That's the only nice thing about spaghetti squash. They don't really get damaged or anything.
Unless you hit with the sledge-o-matic.
Well, yeah. But yeah. He likes to just carry it around with, he can even lift it.
It's heavy. It's heavy, boy.
He thinks it's a football. So I'm going to toast hubby's bread too. So we're going to turn this on. I just cooked his quesadilla in here today. And it's not late. Oh, I always do the wrong burner. So if you are looking for like a healthy-ish tortilla shell, pick them up. There's really not too many keto ones on the market. There is what I use for Van because I don't like the, modified wheat starch and all the crappy oils in like Mission tortillas and stuff. I use Siete almond flour tortillas. And because he doesn't like bread, which I buy Ezekiel low sodium bread for him, and he doesn't really eat it because it's just too tough for him to chew. So instead of making sandwiches out of bread, I make them sandwiches out of the tortilla shells, and I just fry them up in a pan. So that's what I had done with that pan earlier today. So there's a little bit of cheese residue, but it's fun. So I'm going to butter. We got this. A lot of times Adam and I use regular butter, but we buy the Kerrygold to make sure Van has the good butters. So butter up my roll. I put this on like pretty low because if you haven't seen my bread recipe, this bread toasts, like it gets toasted pretty fast. You kind of want to do it low and slow to get the butter melted and get nice and toasty. And then for the coleslaw, I buy just the shredded slaw mix. It's probably not the best product, but it lasts forever. Sometimes when it's the farmer's market and stuff, I'll buy like a whole head of cabbage and it'll last me forever. because it never really goes bad. You can just cut off the brown part and use the rest of it as you need. But during winter time, I just buy the slaw mix. And I'll make up a little mayo dressing with some lime juice and seasonings. I'm going to toast mine up first. Get those in there. And then I put his up a little higher. Okay, toasting rolls right there. So we already used half of this for like tacos or something. So I'm going to do in here, I got my Primal Kitchen mayo, a little bit of lime juice, and then I got garlic, pepper, salt, and I'm going to do like big onion flakes. And need the salt. So sorry I can't watch now. I'm at work. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Hi, Sunny. Nice to see you cooking. I'll rewatch later. Thank you very much for watching. Things are going. They're going. I mean, it is what it is. It's just a season of life, right? So I'm going to put scoops of mayo in here. I pulled out a spoon at some point, somewhere. I don't know where it went, though. So, you know what? I think Adam used it for the yogurt. You don't need a ton of dressing because the cabbage will break down once it's like coated in a little bit of mayo and acid and salt. So I'm just doing a couple like sprinkles of lime juice. So literally this is all I have in there. I'm just going to mix it up with spices and then toss the coleslaw. So I'll actually bring you down so you can see. I never measure anything for this either. It's just kind of to taste. So I just put a couple sprinkles of lime juice in there. And I'll do salt, pepper, onion, and garlic. That's not going to stay. So I use like the chopped onion whenever I want to do anything like this. You can also add sliced, slivered onions if you want. I just keep it simple. We get a lot of fresh produce now because Van eats so many berries and bananas and avocados. But I'm just stuck in the time of where, you know, I didn't use stuff fast enough. So I don't buy a ton of fresh stuff all the time. It's mostly frozen or dried. So mix that up. You want quite a bit of seasoning because cabbage is just dry, you know, flavorless pretty much. What is he doing? You can taste it for seasoning, but I usually just toss it in and then taste it afterwards. Gotta run. I'll finish watching later. Thank you. Thank you for joining while you could. Bye. I might not use all of this. Let's see. Like I said, though, you end up putting it in there and it ends up... This is ridiculous. Usually it's better than that. That's craziness. That's not shredded. And I got a big rib in here. I've noticed that the quality of things like pre-done has went way down. I imagine my hummingbird cake recipe, the pecans I bought, chopped pecans, they were practically whole. Like, so you're paying extra to get them chopped, and they're not even chopping them for you. Like, so you pay to get chopped coleslaw mix, you got a whole freaking piece of cabbage in there. Dumb. Might just snack on these nuggets, and Van might not get any of them. So yeah, you just... I even had to add more because it was still, you know, pretty soupy. And we'll see what happens here. We might even be able to add a little bit more to this once it kind of starts breaking down. And that's going to go on our sandwiches. Getting toasty in here. You might need to add a lid to the rolls. Like, not a lid, but a weight. Because they tend to, like, do, like, a concave thing or convex thing. And they don't touch the bottom of the pan. But I didn't set a timer for that. So this probably, thighs are probably done in like 5 minutes. So that means dinner's ready soon. I'll keep this cabbage for another time here when I have time to chop it up. Fortunately, Adam doesn't like egg roll in a bowl, which is like one of the easiest dinners. And you don't like it more than my other stuff I make. He likes other things I make better. So no, I haven't, because you said you didn't like it. Which it's not my favorite either, really. So I haven't eaten it because I don't really, it's not my favorite either, but I'm just surprised because he never like says that about anything. I'm going to turn up a little bit because it's taking forever to toast here. I'm going to try my coleslaw, make sure it's seasoned enough. A lot of times I make like a flavored mayo to go on our fried chicken sandwiches. But I might just do regular mayo on it. Those chicken nuggets are good. And it tastes like the coleslaw is seasoned enough also. Adam's scaring Van in there. He loves it. I love hearing his laugh. Hi from Quebec. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it. Do you use the same recipe for your rolls and your bread? Yes, I do. Yeah, it's a different recipe video. I have a completely separate video on it, but yes. And then I also make Italian herb breadsticks or rolls. I use them to make like cold roast beef sandwiches, or I slice them in half and make little pizzas on them. I love my Italian herb rolls. That's what I usually choose to eat if I do eat something for bread, for like a dinner. Except for my sliced bread, I use a lot for, make BLTs a lot for dinner because it's just easy. So I use my bread for that and I toast it up, and I usually make an avocado mayo with onion and garlic in it to like spread on my BLTs. Really good. I did slice up some tomato earlier for our sandwiches also. I'm actually going to put his rolls in the toaster oven because I think the chicken's almost done and my rolls are almost done and we're almost ready to eat. Okay, I think this is done. I hear it now. So, like I said, it kind of like convexes, so like it doesn't like get really done in the middle. But if you like smash it down a little bit, it'll toast better. You don't need it super toasty though. It's like kind of crispy. You gotta like just kind of push it down a little bit in the middle. But yeah, just toast up. I'm not a huge mayo person in general. That's why I make aiolis, because I like stuff in my mayo. I'll probably just dip my chicken sandwich in ranch. I watched Steve from Serious Keto, and he loves your hamburger and sandwich bread. Yeah, I've mentioned that in my newest bread recipe video. I mentioned that Serious Keto did a review of my bread, and if people wanted an unbiased opinion, I sent him bread. Like, he didn't pay for it, but I sent him bread because at that time I had a bakery that I could like technically send bread out of, but I still can technically ship because my bakery is inspected by New York State. I just don't have time to do enough baking to get the shipping costs down. Because if you saw that bread review that Serious Keto did, it was like $30-something to send him my lightest product, which is my bread. So I'm like, there's no way I can do that if I can't commit to selling a lot, because I can't bake a lot right now. So yeah, I think our chicken should be good. I'm gonna temp it real quick. So here is our fried chicken. Looks good. I think it should be done. So we're pretty much ready to eat. It actually wasn't as long as alive as I thought it'd be. Now I feel bad because someone said they had to work till 6. Yeah, these are the chicken nuggets I made for my son with no salt on them. And it's 0 carb flour. So it's just pure unflavored whey protein isolate and a little bit of bamboo fiber and seasonings. And it turned out like super crispy. Like this stuff is crispy. Turned out good. Oh yeah, we're at 190. We good. Time to make some sandwiches. I'm gonna put a little bit of mayo on my bottom of my bun. I'm just gonna make one sandwich and try it for you guys, and then the fam will make the rest of the stuff up and we'll eat. This is like one of the faster lives I've done, which is weird. Although you guys didn't ask a lot of questions. Usually I'm answering questions, which makes it longer. But I enjoy answering questions, so. So, put a little bit of mayo on my bun. These are actually going to be huge for the bun. I don't like regular mayo. Like I said, I'm going to put a little bit of onion powder. Usually I put the chopped onions. I think I have 1 slice of tomato for me. I don't do a ton of tomato usually because it's just okay to me. And it has carbs in it. So if I don't enjoy it, why eat it, right? So I'm going to take one of the smaller guys because I got smaller buns. Adam's bread is in the toaster. So that's my fried chicken going on my bun. So it fits pretty good. There's a little bit hanging over, but you need that for your chicken sandwich, right? And then we'll do a little slaw on top. I hate that this isn't even with the table. Okay, slaw on top. Oh, I'll put 1 tomato on first. Adam's buns are done. Slice of tomato. Some coleslaw. Looks good. Fried chicken sandwich. Keto. So my buns are like 1 carb. Coleslaw, you know, I've never actually looked up the carbs on coleslaw.
No.
3 net carbs for 1.5 cups. I put maybe 1/2 cup, if that, on there. So 1 carb, 2 carbs. So maybe a slice of tomato is 1/2 carb. So a whole chicken sandwich for 3 carbs. I'm going to eat 2. So 6 carbs for my dinner because I'm not eating anything else. Because I got my veggie on there. I got my meat. The bun is all protein. So looks good. Now this is going to be really messy and not going to be cute to watch on camera. Take a bite. You're hot. Mm. Mm. It's pretty delicious. Now, I bet that'd be even better doused in like keto barbecue sauce. Make it nice and saucy. Or a buffalo sauce. I am in Buffalo, so that would be what we would normally do. Or a Nashville hot sauce. My husband loves hot sauce, so he'll probably put a bunch on here. But the seasoning's really good. There's plenty on there. Just like I said, just make sure it looks seasoned. Your flour needs to have some color to it. See the flecks of, black pepper and stuff in there, so you know it's seasoned enough. But it turned out super good. Adam, your buns are ready. Your buns are toasty. Hubby's got to make his. Yes, blue cheese, buffalo sauce. Yep. Buffalo chicken sandwich. That would be the thing to do here in Buffalo. But I also know how to make a Nashville hot sauce. It's really disgusting how we made it at work. It's just a bunch of like chili and chilies and cayenne. And you just add hot fryer oil to it. It was so gross. The guys loved it. It's super spicy. Oh, I hate hot things. Like, I've been better with spice, but like I still do medium buffalo sauce. I'm not big on that much spice. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Pam. Oh, I hope you try it and love it. Late but here from Southern California. Hi, Nancy. Buffalo sauce with blue cheese. Yep. Looks really good. Can you send me some? I wish I could send it through the mail. I wish I could send my buns through the mail right now, but we're going to have to wait until Van's a little bit older so that I can get more time in the bakery and hopefully hire someone to do my editing because I hate editing. But I'm going to take another bite of this. So good. It would be good to make little popcorn chicken too. You know what this would be really good? What I need to do is make Asian dishes. That's the one fast food place I can't go. Most of us can't go because everything is breaded and fried before sauced with a super thick, sugary sauce. Do this, and then make your own General Tso sauce over some palmini rice. That would be delicious. Little popcorn chicken. That'd be good. That's the one thing I miss on keto because it's the one thing you really can't. There's no real like fast way to do it. You just got to make it from scratch. General Tso's, yeah, that's like my favorite. And I made a General Tso sauce once, but I made it too spicy. So I definitely got to fix that recipe. Maybe I'll try again and I'll bring that to you guys with like this breading on the chicken and then like frying it up and then tossing it in the sauce. It'd be so good. The problem is I hate measuring. That's why like when I do cooking, like I have a couple of lives where I literally did the measurements for you. It took so long because I just always just add things and I have no idea how much I add. And then when I go and try and measure, it's never right. So I have to keep adding and adding and adding. But for a General Tso sauce, I think I'll be able to figure it out relatively easy. And I already got my breading, which is kind of just a throw together, seasoning thing. So I came in a little late, but going to rewatch. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate it. Yeah, these are the little chicken nuggets. This is the keto fried chicken sandwich. 0 carb breading, 1 gram of carbs for the bun, my white bread bun. And the coleslaw is a couple carbs. So I figure about 3 carbs for this sandwich. Mayo doesn't have carbs in it, right? Especially this stuff, right? Yeah. Primal Kitchen mayo has no sugar in it. So, yeah. 0 carbs for the breading. It's just isopure whey protein isolate and a little bit of bamboo fiber and seasonings. It's pretty good. I'll show you guys the pan again. These are the fried chicken thighs. And like I said earlier, for those who have joined, I'm sure this would work. Bone-in chicken breasts. The easiest way to do it, though, is definitely if you're doing chicken breasts, make sure they're all the same thickness. Oh, thank you, Judy. Because chicken breasts dry out, and our coating is drying already. So you really want to use this on like a fattier piece. But if you don't, if you want to do the chicken breast, just make sure they're all the same thickness all the way through. Hi, from Vancouver. Hello. And only fry, like pan fry it. It should like cook just in the oil, 350, both sides, and like shallow fry. And I wouldn't like cook it any longer. I would temp it, make sure it's 160, but don't do it much further because it'll be dry. But bone-in chicken thighs would probably be delicious with this. Hubby, you want me to make you food? Do you want just regular mayo on it? Or do you want blue cheese, or you want... I think we're going to have to get another Thrive Market box early. What was that? Yeah. I guess I'll make hubbies. If there's any questions, if you join late, ask questions. I'm just going to, make my husband's sandwiches real quick. So you guys can ask me anything you want while I'm here. We're used to eating in shifts. Looks amazing. We'll try this soon. Good. I hope you enjoy it. I need tongs. Here, I'll show you. They're not low-carb buns for my husband, but I'll show you the making of another sandwich. So I just put a little bit of mayo on the bottom. I'm going to give him the bigger guys. Because he will take lunch for a couple of days, and he usually does a little bit lighter, not as big of a piece of chicken and stuff for lunch. So he doesn't want to be too full. I think we got... Hubby gets more tomato than me. Hi. Have you still been testing macarons? Ugh, those are just the bane of my existence. I know what I want to do. It's just the fact that I need the time to do it, because each batch has been taking me over 2 hours, because our macaroons don't do that crusting thing that normal macaroons do for it to crust and give that lift. So it takes 2 hours to make one tiny batch of macarons. So I am going to get back into it now that I'm taking a back seat to my vendor shows. I'm not doing those as much anymore. So I have a schedule of things I want to get done. The macarons probably won't be out till Christmas, because that's kind of like a Christmas tradition for a lot of people. I want to do the filled donuts because punchkis are big here. They're a Polish filled donut, so I can make... I'm going to call it that because we have a huge Polish market here, and I need to make some and figure it out. And I'd like to do that before Easter, because Easter is big here with the Polish community. And then I want to make... It's like you have to time everything perfectly with YouTube to like get views. Like You have to be like, I can't do ice cream during winter because I'm not going to get enough views. You got to do like the seasonal things, which is why I did a bunch of Valentine's Day things. So it's all, you got to be strategic with everything, especially for desserts, because people don't bake all the time, but they bake specific things, specific times of the year. So I want to get those done specifically for Easter. And then there's a couple other things, like there's just holidays that come up that I want to do. Like I want to do something for St. Patty's Day. It's just, there's a lot to do. And like macaroons are kind of like not really a thing right now. They're more for Christmas, like I said. So thank you, Cynthia. I really appreciate it. What do I do? Can I hit that? Can I do a heart? Hearts, hearts. Thank you very much, Cynthia. Yeah, but I think I know what I have to do the macaroons. I just haven't had a chance to test it yet. I'm going to need to give him hot sauce for this, so I'm not even going to put the lid on it. You want your habanero hot sauce?
Probably.
Okay. I'm going to come out and grab. It's all set. Can you leave them for 2 seconds? Yeah, my hubby eats the habanero hot sauce. Not me. I'm going to make my other sandwich here. Awesome. Thank you. I'm guessing you're the one that said, still waiting on my macaron little teaser. Oh, you know what's funny?
Oh, that looks fun.
Thanks. 2 Sammys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And your hot sauce. So I just got a notification. I don't do like those story things on Facebook very much, but apparently last year at this time, I did a story with my filled fried donuts I was testing. That was last year, and I still did not figure out that recipe, and I'm doing it again, and I've been doing it for the last month and still haven't figured it out. Because I'm a perfectionist too. I don't just give crap recipes that like are okay. Like I want this thing to taste friggin' amazing and like a filled donut. Like one of the things I miss the most, Boston cream donuts. So you got Christmas socks on? Why did he put Christmas socks on you? That's silly. Yeah, so it's been a year since I was testing these filled donuts last year, and now I'm trying to do the same recipe, but doing a different approach with my cinnamon roll dough. So it's like completely starting over from scratch, basically, and trying again. But you want to say goodbye to the people? Come here, Van. Come here. You say goodbye? Come here. Okay. Say thank you, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate it. Can you say bye? Bye. Bye. Good job. Bye. I'm going to go eat my fried chicken sandwiches. Yeah? What time is it? Oh, I didn't turn the oven off. It is 6:30, so you still got some time before bed. You gonna go play? You want to try the chicken nuggets now? Now he's trying them. Now they're all cooled down. He ate my chicken nugget. Aw. He's probably going to spit it out. He doesn't like breading. Yep. I figured that was going to happen. You want to try a smaller piece? Try a smaller piece. No? He always takes too big of bites, too. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Nope. He doesn't like breading. What? Dicka. I don't know what that is. That's a new word.
Gaga.
Gaga. I don't know what that is either. He says so many words, but I don't know what any of them mean.
Gaga.
Gaga. You say bye?
Ba.
Bye. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I love hanging out with you guys, and thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you probably next month on another monthly update live. Thank you. Bye. My hands are all dirty.